friend Jenna from Happy Indulgence Books, and she's joining me today for the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I thought this would be really fun for both of us, and we've kept our answers secret, and yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
So there are going to be 9 questions, and let's get started.
What's a popular book or series you didn't like?
So for me, it is A Court of Mist and Fury. I actually didn't mind A Court of Thorns and Roses, which was the first book, but this one was it was just not what I was expecting. I thought there were so many changes from the first book. It was like she kind of just wrote whatever she wanted for the second book and didn't really think about what the first book was about. And I was really disappointed in the romance. I was not a fan, and I really didn't like Feyre in this book. She was kind of like a really special snowflake, and it really bothered me.
She was terrible. Yeah, I totally agree, but my one has to be The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ardea. Everyone loved this book, and I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't like it because, yeah, she comes and tries and avenges her sister, but then she falls in love with her sister's killer. I'm like, you're bloody kidding me. So yeah, I just really disliked Shazi in this book, and I thought she did like a complete flip from the people that she was actually loyal to. And not to mention the terrible rape scene that was just glossed over. How terrible is that? Okay, so the next one is a popular book or series that everyone seems to hate but you love. Okay, so my one has to be Hopeless and Losing Hope by Colleen Hoover, and I actually read this a while ago. Like, it's about this girl, and she has a hidden backstory, and she obviously is suffering from PTSD and anxiety, but Colleen Hoover's writing really gripped me into the story, and I just could not stop reading it, and it's one of the few books that I actually stayed up all night to read, and I know it's problematic, but yeah, I really enjoyed this series.
For me, it is Scarlet from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. So most people say that they don't like Scarlet as a character or this book, but Scarlet is actually one of my favorite characters, and this is probably one of my favorite installments in the series. I loved the romance between Scarlet and Wolf. I also love Wolf. So yeah.
Yeah, I was probably one of the ones that didn't love Scarlet. So the next one is Love Triangle, where the main character ended up with someone you dislike or didn't want, and I think both of these books have been out for at least 10 years or more, so I think you should be safe with spoilers.
Yeah, so my one is Ron and Hermione from the Harry Potter series. I'm not a huge fan of Ron. I think that there are other better characters that Hermione could have ended up with, and personally I'm a huge Hermione fan shipper. And I know that it's never going to happen, but I love Hermione, so Ron and Hermione is a pairing that I really don't like.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, but my one has to be Katniss and Peter. I was shipping her with Kale the whole time because I'm a massive best friend to lovers, tropey person, and Peter just seems so bland in comparison, and I didn't think he was good for Katniss at all because she wanted to be independent, but marrying Peter meant that she kind of settled down and had kids, and I felt like that was a weird choice for Katniss, so yeah. The next one is a popular book or genre that you hardly reach for.
For me, it is definitely sci-fi. It's not because I don't like sci-fi. I actually really like reading sci-fi books. I really liked Starflight, Starfall, and I kind of enjoyed Illuminate and Gemini too. So I just don't really reach for it often enough, even though Jean always raves about sci-fi books. I'm kind of more a contemporary person.
Yeah, my one has to be definitely historical fiction, and it's funny because Jenna loves historical fiction, but we were talking about today, I'm not a fan of World War II or modern day history books. I actually prefer it when it's so long ago that it can be actually classified as fantasy. Yeah, so that's my genre. Alright, so the next one is a popular beloved character that you do not like, and I'll start off with Rhysand or Rhysand or whatever his name is. I obviously don't care enough, but honestly, I hate that whole like redemption arc. Like I felt like he was a total ass to Feyre all through the first book, and suddenly he's like better than sliced bread. Like that actually, nah, I hated him.
Mine is also from by Sarah J. Maas. It's not that I don't like Kale, he's just like not my favourite in the series. I mean, my favourite is Rowan, and I also prefer Dorian over Kale. And I still haven't read Tower of Dawn yet just because I really don't care about Kale.
I'm so disappointed, Jenna.
Oh! No!
Alright, the next one is popular author that you can't seem to get into.
So mine is Jennifer Niven. I really was not a fan of All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. When I first read it, it was really emotional and I actually cried a lot, but afterwards when I thought about it, there were a lot of things that I really didn't like about the plot and about the story, and I just felt like it was emotional blackmail. I still haven't read Jennifer Niven's second book just because I haven't heard very good things about it, and just the fact that the plot is about a fat girl who has to get airlifted out of her house, like that just doesn't appeal to me at all.
Oh dear. Alright, Jenna's going to be super upset, but my one is Cassandra Clare. For some reason I collected like the whole like Mortal Instruments series and the Infernal Devices, and I also have like the Lady Midnight, which is a new one, but I've literally just read City of Bones and the second one, what's it called?
City of Ashes.
And City of Ashes, and like I was so turned off because there's like, you know, the sibling romance, and I'm like, oh. And people are like, no, they're not actually siblings, keep going. But no, it just put all sorts of weird thoughts in my head, and that's not cool. But I will read it sometime. So the next one is popular book trope that you're tired of seeing.
For me, because I read a lot of contemporary, the one that I really don't like is when the main characters don't have parents or have abusive parents that aren't really in their lives. I really like family saga, I like reading about family themes, and so it just really annoys me when it's like all about the main character and there's nothing about how they were brought up and what they go home to at night.
Yeah, because it's like a big part of a teen's life,
Yeah.
and like how can your parents not be in there? I totally agree. Okay, my one is definitely the plain Jane in a love triangle who is apparently so insecure, but apparently she has two super hot guys after her. I hate it so much. So the next one is popular series you have no interest in reading. So my one is definitely Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire series. Although I enjoy the TV show, I just don't really want to pick up the series because I have like no interest in like slogging through such a long series, and yeah, I'm perfectly happy with watching the TV show.
For me, it is Divergent. I haven't read the series and I haven't watched the movies, and I just don't particularly care for it. I know lots of people are disappointed that the last movie is like going to be a television movie or whatever, but I just don't really care enough.
And the last question is, there's a saying that the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show is better than the book?
For me, it's Fantastic Beasts. So I know it's kind of not quite the same because Fantastic Beasts was like a kind of non-fiction-y type thing, introducing all of the different Fantastic Beasts that are in the series, but I just really liked what they did with the movie adaptation and the plot of the movie. I thought it was super exciting and I loved Newt Scamander.
Yes, my Hufflepuff god.
Yes. I'm super excited about the second movie, even though it's going to be
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
I'm not excited. My one is definitely The Martian. I love the movie so much, you know, with Matt Damon and he's in Mars on the moon planting potatoes. It was a great sci-fi watch, but then I picked up the book and the book is actually bogged down with so many scientific facts and it just felt really bland in comparison, and I thought it missed like the charisma that Matt Damon brought to the character. So yes, so those are our unpopular opinions. I hope no one takes them personally because it's, you know, just what we feel. Even though I'm upset that Jenna doesn't love Kale, who is one of my favorite characters, and
I'm upset that you won't read the Infernal Devices.
I will read it, I promise. We're still friends. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And yes, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.